Welcome to session 19. For those who are like, it's starting at 19! It's okay, they're one-shots. So you don't have to know what's going on before you can pick up with us. And actually, we have several new players that have never played in this world before, or even any world before. And so that's going to be exciting as we get going here. So welcome, guys. For those of you that are brand new, you were happily going about your life and wherever you were, and this magical portal opened up underneath you, and you fell through this strange place. The floor is made of a mixture of precious metals, of silver and gold, elegantly and very beautifully fashioned, with gems everywhere. As you look around, you find yourself in this bar, with no walls, no roof. You're staring off into outer space, where the bar is floating. And that's where we guys start off. This is the safe zone, if you will. And we're going to try and speak as much as we can in character.
And also, they see me performing.
So at this point, a large, burly half-orc looks at you and says, "Welcome! Welcome! Where do you come from, traveler?" So now is when the new characters, specifically Jimmy, Mordan, and Cade, you guys get to introduce yourselves.
Good day. My name is Jimmy. I am a traveling wizard out to learn the world, to see all that is new.
I am Eldor, a paladin, out for adventure and to see the cause of good advanced.
And I'm Cade. I'm here for the gold.
I'm similar to him. I'm Mordan, and I am here for the money. Wherever there's money, I will be.
Looks like we're gonna get along then.
After I get done with my performance, I walk up to the new people and I say, "Hello, I am Vallard."
Good
Greetings,
day.
Ballard. Really enjoyed your performance.
I take a bow and I say, "Thank you, thank you. I'm glad you liked it." I was just planning to go out on an adventure. Would you guys like to follow?
Oh, Savo is willing to do something, to find new stuff, to see new things, to explore the world.
Yes, exploring is good and adventure is great. Let's do something.
Well, we have many things in this world. I, just like you, were dropped in here. There's the Shield City to the east. There's the elves that we just found to the west. There's an orc stronghold that we have not yet gotten into to the north. And to the northwest there's the dwarfs. There's also a couple towns spread out here and there.
Let's travel to the elves. They always have new things we can explore and see and acquire.
Anybody have any objections?
Elves will do for me.
Sounds
I'm
good.
half elf myself.
Okay, then let us be off.
Okay.
And
So the party is represented by the A here, and it's simply, yep, okay, off you guys go. And so at that point you encounter this tower and some rough terrain, and there's some random signs attached to it.
I think I've heard of this tower before. I had some friends that came by me. They told me it was inhabited by a great amount of spiders and spiffiers.
I believe the one that you're talking about is further up north.
You think?
Well, I know that there's one up there that's also filled with spiders and the like.
Wherever you guys would like to go, I'm in for an adventure, so I'll go with you.
Should we explore the tower? There might be something in it.
Do you think there is loot inside?
Quite possibly, but
Then
it's
count me
also,
in.
it's also quite possible that it will be rather difficult to take over.
Well, anything worth having takes effort.
Precisely.
Do we see any helmets or anything
Nope.
in the
It
So-
looks like a real abandoned tower. It's a bit rusty.
Okay.
So you guys are
Any
standing at the
sign-
door.
Mhm.
Any sign of recent activity or movement around the tower?
You can roll a perception check. And all ability checks that have combat should go into the die tower. It's that box that has the castle on it, and that means that only I would get to see the result.
It looks like the Archer Tower.
That's a good way of describing it.
I'm looking at our party sheet to see if I can see some of the attributes of our party. I'm not seeing that there yet.
Okay. One of the other GMs must have turned that off. I'll turn it back on. Oh, I just forgot to drop you guys into the party tracker. Remember the combat tracker. There we go.
And just
Cool.
so that everybody knows, I turn around and look at the party. I say, if you ever request, I do have the ability to play a little song and inspire you and feel like you're more powerful and have more vigor.
Ooh, wonderful, wonderful, like that. All right. Well, I know I have the ability to see in dimly lit places. Are we going to go inside this tower? And I, Eldor, would be willing to be toward the front where I could tell you guys what I can see if it turns out to not be well lit.
I can also see in dark spaces.
Very good.
Can anyone not?
So there have been orcs around here, by the looks of the footprints. So they could have come in and taken everything out, or they could still be inside. Either way, this is not good news, so perhaps we should enter. But I would be careful, because towers like these can hold interesting surprises for the unaware.
Why do you say that it's not a good thing that the orcs could be in here?
Because that means there's nothing else in here, and fighting orcs in a confined space is not my idea of fun.
True.
Now, Cade, I see that you are a rogue. I take it that you have some stealthy abilities.
Indeed. I wasn't exactly thinking about walking through the front door.
Well,
If there's
what
any
I'm
window
thinking,
on the second floor that I can reach, I
Oh.
might go for it.
what I'm thinking is I may walk through the front door and at least see how well lit the place is and what it looks like. At that point, we may call upon your stealthy abilities.
This looks like a well-defended, what used to be a well-defended tower. There aren't any windows per se, but there are mortar holes. Small, like 3-4 inch slots in the stone where you could shoot a crossbow or bow out of.
I have the ability to vanish from sight, if that could help us.
I can always light the place up.
I like the idea of you just peeking through and I sneak forth and try to check what's going on in there.
I could always ask my raven to go have a look inside.
Oh,
What's
you
on the
have
raven
a
into a
raven.
confined space?
You
It wouldn't be able to get inside, but it could always look through the motor holes.
That's true.
have you not heard of the ability to summon a familiar? They are very
Ah.
useful.
I have one.
Yes, that's why I,
just
was
have-
talking to Cade.
Kate doesn't know about familiars.
Magic is not for me.
Well, familiar is essentially a creature that helps us wizards. It's normally a small animal, but it's not actually an animal. It merely takes the form of an animal. They are somewhat smarter than a regular animal, although ravens themselves are incredibly smart to begin with.
I see.
Who has the familiar? Jimmy?
Jimmy,
Chat.
I don't actually have a character sheet for the raven because I didn't know how to import and export NPC stuff.
If you look into the chat box, I sent you something.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I didn't have a character sheet for the Raven because that's what I mean. Like the actual familiar, I didn't actually create a character sheet for him. So if Pronorbs could just
You need a Raven?
either create, I don't think it'll be needed though. In any case, I'll send my Raven up to the murder hall to see what's inside what if there's any movement inside or lights inside.
And this is Jimmy, I believe, speaking.
Yeah.
Yes, it's Jimmy,
Okay.
but my Raven. So if is the perception set my one or is it the Raven's perception set?
If you're sending it up through the mortal hole to see, then it'd be the Raven's perception check. So that'd be a wisdom
Okay,
check.
so I didn't.
Oh, it even
Yeah,
gets
I
a
didn't
plus
actually,
3.
I didn't. Yeah, it's Ravens are great.
Yeah, and within 100 feet, he can see through their eyes and hear through their ears.
Okay, so roll me a Raven's perception check, and you should have the NPC block just popping up on your screen. So if you hover the mouse over in the skills section, it says perception plus 3, it should turn blue. Try double clicking on that.
Does a raven have keen sight or keen hearing?
No, but it has mimicry, but I don't think that helps right now.
Okay.
Well done.
I either hear the noise of a bunch of hobgoblins or someone typing.
I go up to the door and I check
There's-
to see if it's locked or not.
There's movement inside the place, so be careful when we enter.
The door is not locked.
Okay. Would you guys like me to vanish from sight and go inside and check it out? Since I can see in dark spaces if it is dark.
Does
Uh,
that use a high level spell for you, or is that relatively free?
I would save
Speaking
that.
Speaking in
Because-
character, I will say it uses a little bit more power than one of my freer versions,
Mm-hmm.
but it's doable.
Okay.
Thank you for speaking in character, because that's the type of question that should have been phrased very differently, but thank you for responding properly.
Okay. Sorry
I
about
I
that.
would
Second.
I would not waste such power on a simple tower right now. We do know that there are beings inside here. The best course of action would be to enter here with sudden surprise.
Yeah,
And
but
the-
I
They
I will
are
send me
they're on the ceiling though, so when you enter, people be aware that whatever we're facing is not most likely simple orcs.
yeah,
it could
but
be.
I could go in undetected and
You-
look and count how many they are and tell you where they are.
I think that sounds like a reasonable thing to do, and then we decide if we storm the door or if we sneak in.
So, what is the group consensus?
Send him in.
Before you enter, let me prepare myself for the upcoming encounter.
When everybody is ready, just let me know, and I shall vanish.
I am now ready.
Okay. Let's
And
give
with
her
that,
a go.
With that, you hear Vallard mumble something under his breath, and he disappears.
And I need a stealth check with advantage. So you're invisible, but are you silent?
Mm.
True. Good thing I have double proficiency.
Does this door open in or out?
Out.
Out. Okay, then I Eldor will hold the door to make sure it doesn't slam shut behind him or anything, and then
Marking down the map that opens out. Okay.
I asked Vallard telepathically in his mind so that only he could hear. Do you see anything there?
I say back telepathic, or can I reply telepathically? I don't know that one.
I just at a two-way conversation, I believe, with the how it works. If you think it, I can hear it.
Okay, so I think I have to go inside first.
Oh, I thought you left. I thought you entered.
Not quite.
So I silently open and close the door using as little space as I can. With my slender elven body, it should be enough. I will look up at the ceiling as well.
Cade pushes himself up to the door and tries to listen for sound.
I think to Jimmy, since I believe that's the one who used that.
Yeah, that's correct.
On this, there are 3 spiders on the right path that I see. I see a pathway going to the left or right. Which way do you want me to go, Jimmy?
So we have heard from our friend inside that there are spiders inside. So be prepared for poison. The entrance ray branches to the right and to the left. Which way shall we proceed?
And
Wherever there's no
also,
spiders.
the ceiling is about 10 feet tall. There are 2 feet wide. It's about 2 feet wide, and they're 10 feet off the ground.
No.
What?
The ceiling is 10 feet tall, or 12 feet off the ground. The spiders, are 2 feet wide. So they're coming down about 2 feet, which means that the lowest part of them is 10 feet off of the ground.
Okay.
So, I figured
The spiders are hanging, basically.
you meant to pass the message along, but something was lost in translation.
Yes. Apparently, I think I started speaking a different language.
So the hallway here you can see is about 30-ish feet wide, 25, 30 feet, something like that. So it's a pretty big hallway here.
So, did Jimmy tell me the way that doesn't have spiders?
I know I have taught. Still talking to the people. So, do we go right or left? Personally, I think we should deal with the spiders first. I don't want anything coming up behind us. And I don't like big insects.
But the question is, are the spiders sentient? Do we really have to deal with them?
They will
If
be
the-
attracted to noise if they're not sentient.
Yeah. If they're 2 feet wide, I bet they won't leave us alone.
Yeah, they will come after us. These are big spiders. They will if we go in, not all of us can move silently. I mean, look at the guy wearing heavy armor here.
Yep.
Some of us are, going to attract their attention. They will come after us.
In that case, I suggest that I move out and I try to hide, let them come to you and sneak attack them from behind as they attack you.
That's probably the best move. So somebody will have to enter there to get their attention. Or we could draw them outside, yeah, but I don't think they'll leave the castle. They are probably waiting for something to enter their trap.
Would you tell me that? Because
Uh,
I have a plan if you do.
Right.
So I'm talking out loud now. So if you're inside, you could probably hear us.
That's not a good idea.
Right. And Jimmy, could you also ask him, is the passageway well lit enough for these folks that can't see well in the dark to see, or is it dark?
Yeah, am I seeing gray or color?
Oh, they're all motor holes, and it's all in the morning, so it is laying in some light, but it's dim light on the inside.
Okay.
Okay. So
Light is not always an issue if you can't see properly in the darkness. And I'm assuming the spiders are well adjusted to darkness in any case. I could always cast a simple light spell to lighten the hallway up, possibly even on something you possess.
would I see the stairs at all? Since I'm standing right at the door? Either stair?
You do not have line of sight on that one. You do not have line of sight on that one. The wall is in
Right.
the way.
Now, as far as giving the spiders something that will definitely get their attention, I can cast Sacred Weapon on my sword that I hold, and at that point it will start to emit very bright light that'll light things up for 20 feet. That'll definitely get their attention, but I don't know if it'll make them attack or run.
I'm still waiting for Jimmy to tell me which way he wants me to explore.
Yeah. So people, right or left? Because we still have, we can still explore the castle to see if anything more come to us.
Check
So,
is left, X is right. Cast your vote.
Just click
I
on
think
it twice.
double clicking is the X.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
You can only vote on one of the circles. So if you're clicking it, it's not doing anything. You're clicking the wrong one.
Okay, so there's 2 left, 2 rights. I'm not voting, so there's one more person.
The one other circle is me. So do you want the GM to decide?
I'll
tie vote it.
Well, I
Can you
guess
explore to the? Can you explore to the right and see what's to the right of the hallway?
Okay.
Telepathically.
Okay. So I try to quietly pass under the spider.
Dex save. So you get about that far, and now the dex save. You step over a spider thread and keep going. So at this
Oof.
point, you can see the staircase going up.
Okay, so now that I know that the spider's thread is there, if I go back, would I have to do another deck save?
There's multiple spider threads throughout here. So going through that zone, you're making this deck save to do this crazy acrobatics thing to get by without touching any of them.
Oh crap. I tell the guys that there are stairs going up over on this side. And it's going to be extremely hard to sneak by here if we do try to sneak. Because there are spider threads that if we touch one, it will send a signal to the spiders and tell them that we're here, just like a fly in a web.
This is something that I will relay. So people, to the right, there's the stairs going up, but the spiders have laid their trap. If we touch their web, if we touch their web, they'll of course come down. So there's almost no chance for us to sneak past them. Should we continue exploring to see what's in the left before we burst in?
I do a history check to figure out if I've ever been in a tower before like this.
Telepathically asking, how light is it? How light is it inside the room? Is it bright light or is it still darkness now?
Pretty dim, not extremely bright.
Okay, I'm going to start casting light spells on my
It's bright enough
pellets.
to see.
On my bullets. It's still gonna, it's like means nothing. It's a cantrip. So I'm gonna light up my bullets. When I shoot them, they'll actually glow white.
I'm basically trying to see if I know that the other side would be leading down.
Oh. There are a million and one configurations that towers can be in. This is just one of them. So there's no way by seeing this much you'd know where the down staircase is. For all you know, the down staircase is on the back side of this up staircase.
Okay, understandable. So what does
in
Jimmy
here.
tell me to do?
Or there could be no down staircase in this tower. There's just no way you could know that from history.
Yeah.
Could you explore towards the left now? Could you get back past the spider webs to see if there's anything to the left?
I will try.
Or perhaps I should check left.
No, we haven't. It's telepathic. It's a one-way communication, so you wouldn't know what you're speaking about right now.
If you tell me, or if you tell them, and then you tell me that he could walk left, I could do something.
Okay, so as I mentioned before, the spider webs. I've asked now our explorer to see what's in the left, just to make sure that there's nothing on the left corridor that come behind us. I don't want to be fighting spiders to the right and then have spiders come behind us and, grab me and take me away. I'm too young to become an egg sack.
You do look kind of juicy. Yeah.
Okay, so would you tell me that Cade said that he would check to the left?
Cade, are you going to check? So, that hasn't been mentioned yet. Cade, are you checking to the left?
I'd like to.
I use my minor illusion to create the sound of someone going up the steps in front of me.
So, Cade, if you can see what's going on to the left there, if you can sneak in without being
Cade,
detected.
stealth check.
Would the spiders go follow the sound?
It depends on what he rolls, and it depends on what they roll. So there's a bunch of rolls here.
Okay, because I'm trying to make them follow the noise of my minor illusion.
Ooh.
It's meant to be in the tower, but in any case, we all know what happened.
It's meant to be in the tower, but I don't let people re-roll because they made a mistake, especially when they made a mistake and quickly failed. I will, though, however, not ask you how far you went in. I will place you in because you made the mistake of not rolling in the tower. So you get about
But
that far.
Before he went in, though, Jimmy told me that he was doing this, and I was creating the minor illusion before he came in.
Yeah,
I
it's a
was-
distraction.
And
Yeah, I was just trying to distract them. It
Yep.
wasn't a quiet sound either.
I understand. But they got pretty good wisdom checks, though, and he correctly failed. So they heard what sounded to them like fake footsteps, and they heard real footsteps. Which one are they going to go after?
True.
Yeah, Kate should actually roleplay that natural one. It'll be beautiful. Kicking the door down.
So at this point, this is what you see. I'm assuming that Valord's going to tell you guys they're there.
All of a sudden, Jimmy hears a loud scream in his head, saying, "There are three spiders are going after Cade."
The spiders are coming towards Kate, people. We need to act now.
All
They're
right.
they're behind the door, though. So if you go in, they're still on your right.
They're right behind the door, people. They're right behind the door.
Okay. Eldor is going to go in and across and turn to the right to see where the spiders are, trying to leave room for guys to come in behind me.
Cool. And at this point, everyone roll initiative.
$18.
Whoa, 20.
Jimmy, on the main page of your player character sheet, go down to... Okay, you found it. Well done. So, Eldor, you are forced.
Okay. I see I'm closest to the phase spider, it looks like. Let's see.
Would Jimmy and Moldane have followed Eldor in, like right behind him? Because he moved in before the initiative, so
It's probably a
what the
moot
GM
point
says.
because they're only 25 feet away from the spiders. They'll be able to get in there on their turn. So we're just going to go with it.
Okay.
But they didn't
Okay.
say they did. So,
I will run away. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Arachnophobia.
There you go. Okay. Well, I am going to go ahead. We're early in the battle, so I'm going to take a chance here and use an action to cast Sacred Weapon on my sword, which will make it suddenly start to emit very bright light. We'll see if that has an effect on our spider friends, but that will use my action, so I do not believe I will be actually attacking this round. So, let's see. Pronobis, for that I have a effect button on my Sacred Weapon. Shall I go ahead and click that guy?
let me check and see what your effect does specifically. And so it's on your Sacred Weapon, you said?
Right, so it'll be on my sword that I'm holding.
Okay, that effect is almost right. Should have...
It should make it where my
There we go.
charisma will add on. It'll make essentially it a
Oh, is it
magical
charisma?
long sword.
It's a charisma, not a +1?
Yeah, it's a well, let's see if I can read it here.
You're a paladin, so what does your spells go off of?
Charisma. Right, so it says for 1 minute I add charisma modifier to my attack rolls made with that weapon. Minimum of +1. Actually, I think my charisma modifier is
Perfect.
like a 3.
Well, I set it to do by charisma now, so it do that automatically. So now try the effect. I also set it to only do melee.
Yep.
So if you throw a weapon or use a ranged weapon, it will not apply.
Correct. It only applies to this one weapon. Okay,
Yep.
so now
And I'm pretty sure it's coded correctly, but if it doesn't behave properly, we'll fix it when that happens.
right. Okay. Yep, and so that is my action, and
You do have movement and a bonus action if you have anything.
yeah, nothing I can do is a bonus action in this particular case. and I would rather come up under the spiders as I'm swinging as opposed to just waiting for the next one. So I'm going to hold position here and on to Vallard.
Vallard will stay invisible until he sees his tank start taking the brunt of the damage.
Okay, so if you're ready in an action, it should be phrased like, if blank, I will blank. So, if my tank gets hit, I will shoot whoever hit him with my bow.
If my tank gets hit, I will use Vicious Mockery on that spider.
Okay, cool. Well, on whoever hits him. So,
Yeah.
you're assuming it'd be a spider, but there's no reason to limit yourself with that.
Okay.
So at this point, this spider, movement speed of 30, is going to come across and drop off the ceiling. I'm assuming that falling is free movement, and it's going to take a bite out of Eldor.
Okay, now with the way I'm holding my sword, if he's dropping off the ceiling, is there a chance of him dropping onto my sword?
If he rolls critical 1.
If he rolls a critical 1, yes.
Is there any fall damage because he fell off of a 10-foot ceiling?
Not for spiders.
Let me check that. A very valid question. You're right. He may take 1d6 damage from that.
No, don't they actually fall of the web, the silk?
You're right. He would be leaving the silk trail because he's a spider. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can break his fall just before the ground, type of thing.
Yep. That type
if it's
of thing.
critical 1, then yeah, he can fall. But if it's like anything but critical 1, you shouldn't take any damage.
That makes sense. But anyways, he does hit with the bite. And so he deals damage to your tank, which triggers the ready action.
Okay. I might also add the sudden appearance of this bright light did nothing to blind them for a turn.
I'm afraid that light doesn't have that effect. That is not built into your weapon.
Okay.
So, if you were using something more powerful than that, like daylight, or I think there's something even that is brilliance, that specifically says you must make a Constitution saving throw of blank or be blinded for so many rounds. But that's not what you're doing.
Okay.
And I say to the spider, my tank will chop off your legs and use them as toothpicks.
But he did hit, and he did do damage to Eldor, so Eldor does have to make a save, which he succeeds in, so nothing else happens.
Oh, wait.
No.
I don't have...
Okay, what like?
Can we add the disadvantage on the next attack? Because that's apparently what Vicious Mockery is supposed to do. I forgot to add that.
Okay, Vicious Mockery does disadvantage to next attack.
Yep.
And have disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of its turn.
Yep.
Okay, so I will add the effect.
We've been forgetting that all this time.
Yep, because I didn't realize it was there, so I never coded it for you. Okay, cool. It's now coded, so with it targeted, apply it. And had you said, if something tries to bite my tank, I will do it, then it would have applied to the attack that just hit him. Because you said, if it does damage, it applies after. Does that make sense?
Oh.
That's why the wording of the preparation is so important. You may have wanted to have that differently to save him from the brunt of that hit by granting disadvantage to the attack.
Okay.
So
didn't I say if anything attacks?
You said if anything damages.
Okay.
So because that's what I said, because I didn't realize there was that trait. Yep. That one hits as well.
Ooh, I'm hurting. Ouch!
But you succeeded, though. Okay,
And
you
none of
are.
the and since everything's happening within 6 seconds, none of the spiders should really be aware that I'm there just on this turn yet.
Yep.
Cade spins around after having triggered the spiders, readies an arrow and tries to shoot the one that just took a bite out of Eldor.
They both took a bite out of Eldor.
The smaller one, I think he means the wolf
okay.
spider.
The one that did damage.
Hearing the commotion, he rushes back into the fight. Takes a shot, and it hits.
No!
For 4 damage.
Minimum.
I mean, it adds up. It'll be significant eventually.
Just hitting one of the legs.
Okay. And this spider does something funny. It comes over and takes a bite of Eldor. Well, we'll see whether or not it hits, but then it's going to mysteriously vanish. Okay.
You're making good saves.
You should be glad. That means you haven't taken any poison damage yet.
Hang in
Uh,
Eldor.
Eldor can't take poison damage. At level 3, he is protected from that.
It says that you was...
I thought he was making Constitution saves so that his sword stays magical.
No, that's concentration, not Constitution saves, which ends up being the same thing, but no.
Yeah.
His...
Well, okay, I take that back. My divine health says that at level 3, I'm immune to disease. Excuse me.
Divine health. Okay, and you never dropped that effect into your action
into
step.
the actions? Okay, yeah, it's over in my
Let's do that
abilities.
real quick.
Yeah, you're supposed to drop it on yourself.
Yep, because that lets me know that you have divine health and are immune to disease.
Oh, okay.
So that's one of those once a day things you apply. Anyway, Mordan, did you take your turn?
I did not quite yet. I just casted Armor of Shadows on myself.
Okay.
Do we see the spiders from where we are at?
Well, it busted open the door and rushed in,
Yeah.
so probably.
Yeah, okay. Well, then I'm going to attack the giant spider.
Especially because Eldor said that he was holding the door open watching and he ran in. So yeah, you'd be seeing all of this. So
I will take aim at the giant spider and cast some Eldritch Blast at him.
critical
do
hit.
a
Very
critical
nice.
All right, very nice.
And I'm not going to do critical damage, so just do a regular attack, and it would do it all by itself.
Why'd you
Oh wait,
roll
my
again?
Okay.
yeah, I had wrong button.
You did the wrong button,
The
but you need to do damage, but hold shift while doing it to get the critical damage.
Yep.
Cool. Very nice. Anything else?
No, that should do it. My first action was the Armor of Shadows, so.
Okay.
That will end there.
Your first action? You mean your bonus action? You don't
Well,
get
my
two
bonus-
actions.
Yeah, my bonus action. I mean,
Okay.
Dipping my hand into my pouch next to me, I pull out a pebble that was already enchanted with the light spell. Attaching it to my sling, I twirl it around my head and give a heave towards the spider.
Oh no!
I
Ugh.
use my luck to re-roll that one.
That is awesome.
Yeah, because you're a halfling.
That is correct.
And Jimmy, if you want to whisper back to me, The command is \W space capital G capital M space wherever the message is.
It can be lowercase GM.
Oh. So he has a decision to make there. And
I missed it in any case, so
yep, well done,
Uh,
Cade.
Oh, that's right. You do the. Oh.
The randomized order, yes. How nasty. So
Ah.
Giant Spider is top of the order the next round. And it misses.
Hooray!
About time.
Mordan?
All right, let's let me see where I'm at here.
Now with an AC of 18, they should be missing a lot more than they have been.
Gonna move up in a little bit.
Oh, and that one rolled a disadvantage, so.
And I'm gonna cast it at the feller again. Figured I'd hop in and join you fellas.
Valor, the reason why I didn't
Alright.
roll disadvantage is because I had an extra T in the effect code. Sorry about that.
Oh.
So after hitting the first spider, Cade puts his bow back onto his back and rushes forward with his daggers, trying to cut the giant bull spider in half.
Mm.
Okay. Technically, sheathing a weapon is an action. So what you did is you drop the bow onto the ground. Remember to pick it up once the combat's done.
Gotcha.
Is switching out a weapon a free action?
Pulling a weapon out is part of... It's a free action, part of the attack. Sheathing a weapon is a full action.
Okay.
Jimmy, have you made your decision yet on whether you want the AC or the damage?
what do you mean? For the roll?
So, Jimmy, if you look on your actions tab, under... Wait a minute, was it Jimmy? I thought it was Jimmy that had the shadows thing.
No, Jimmy was the halfling wizard that I had to luck.
Okay, who cast Armor of Shadows?
That would be
I did.
Molden.
Mordan.
Yes.
Okay, Mordan, if you look at your Armor of Shadows, it's based off of Mage Armor, and its casting time is a full action.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Now I'm just confused. Jimmy, where did you get the effect +3 AC?
I casted mage armor before we even entered. Actually, I did say, remember?
Gotcha,
Before we
okay.
enter, let me prepare myself for the battle.
Okay,
dropped
that's
mage
what
Yes,
armor on
happened.
did do
myself.
that.
Okay, cool. We'll go with it. I'm confused, but that's okay. Happens on a regular basis. So, at this point, the phase spider appears out of thin air and takes a bite out of Eldor.
Oh, no.
Miss.
Eldor.
That would be a miss.
All
You're
right,
a
that's a good
ninja.
thing.
Jimmy.
Oh.
Once again, I put my hand into my pouch to pull out another pebble to give a sling shot at the spider. I'm having such terrible rolls.
Bonus level 3. Yeah, Valor, you're the only high level.
Yep. Seeing
Yeah,
that my tank is taking a ton of damage,
I guess that's what tanks do, but I am hurting, buddy.
I will come up within 30 feet of him Um, Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I will use my action to cast Beacon of Hope on him. Which
What does-
will let me cast one of my Bardic Inspirations at full effect.
Okay. So you cast Beacon of Hope. Okay.
Trying
We'll
to
have to
think of-
manually do. Oh, in the upper right hand corner,
16,
you see a button that says a plus and a minus.
22,
That's the modifier button. In there, there's a button under damage that says max.
Sadly, that does not work with healing.
It does not?
I already tried.
Now I'm curious.
I will use my 3d8 plus 3. 3 Bardic Inspirations to heal him fully.
Whoa.
You're right, it
Can you
doesn't
bring the
work.
map? Can you bring the map up back for me again? I accidentally closed the map.
Okay. I do highly recommend. Oh. Yeah, this map.
What's 8 times 3? Anybody know?
24 plus 3 is 27.
So you get 1 point of bonus health. Is that correct?
Yeah. So how come I still end up with 11 damage on the combat
That's
tracker?
We
That's
haven't
because
done
it
anything
wasn't
yet.
full. It
Oh.
wasn't a max.
Oh, okay.
Just go into your main, erase all the damage, and depending on what the DM says,
You
you
can
might get
either
one
give
temporary.
him bonus health that's going to fade after the amount of time it says, or you can heal him. You cannot heal him and then give him bonus health for whoever's left.
I'll
So-
give him the bonus health actually. Give yourself back 26 and give yourself 27 temporary.
Okay. And then 26 of the 27 temporary get used, so
Nope.
I have 1
Nope.
temporary? No?
It's only when you get attack that's what gets used first.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Unless
Okay.
there's a special trait that bypasses temporary hit points, which is extraordinarily rare.
Okay.
The main
Most-
disadvantage of temporary hit points is that they go away after a certain amount of time.
Which you have not actually added yet. But last game we decided that it was an hour.
If you choose to grant temporary hit points, they last no more than an hour. It's on your inspired healing. Last line of the
Okay.
paragraph. It's there.
Okay. And I don't have any more anything, so I will end my turn.
All right. Oh, I'm feeling so much better.
Well, you feel more vigor. We don't
Yes.
feel any better.
I'm feeling like I'm only about half hurt instead of about
The-
ready to fall down.
The adrenaline kicked in.
Yes, basically.
Eldo, you up?
Okay. I will go ahead and take a swing at, well, let's see. We'll see if I can't finish off this this giant spider that's right next to me. So we'll target him, and since I am wielding, I'll ask if there's anything special I got to do on this, but since I'm wielding only my one two-handed sword, there should be a plus on my dueling fighting style for that.
Okay.
So
That's
is
correct.
that a
And
click,
if you-
click on the effect of that?
That's
as
indeed
well?
click on the effect of that.
Okay, so I clicked on that, and now if I do my attack, it should add in all those good things
Yep.
that I've got built up on that sword.
Automatically.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, let's see how she works. Okay, so let's see, I guess.
Eldo. Why did you just took off one of your effects?
Oh, I did?
No, I did
No.
because it was the Beacon of Hope. I believe only lasts for that one
Okay.
healing.
Well, what happened to Eldor's other effect, that his divine sword?
Yeah, my divine sword should still be around.
It should
Oh.
be,
My
but someone
I'm sorry, sacred
Sacred
weapon is
weapon.
what it's.
there. I put it back on you. I'm not sure where it went.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I couldn't delete that. It
Huh.
wasn't me.
Okay, so it looks like I'm betting that my
Wait a minute.
21
Secret
hit.
weapon. Oh, we coded it wrong. We coded it to last 1 round instead of 1 minute. Fixed.
It says my thing says a concentration of up to 1 minute. Does that mean that it lasts for 1 minute? It doesn't go away until it ends?
Unless you
Correct.
lose your concentration.
Yeah, your concentration get interrupted, but
So we apply it. Yep.
Okay.
And I'll take 1 round off of it. Giving you only get. Yeah,
There you go.
cool. There we go.
Okay.
So all of
So
that
we ready?
confusion done, you get an extra from your divine sword 3 to hit, but you hit anyway, so that's actually 24 hit.
Okay, well, golly, that should do something. Okay, and now I can go ahead and roll my damage.
Yep.
You ready for that? Okay. Yes, he's dying. Goodbye, giant spider.
Hooray!
Okay. And let's see. And these guys are right up against me, so there's no way I can reasonably move without taking an opportunity attack. So
Indeed.
I will merely turn to face them and sneer at them as I end my turn.
Intimidation check.
And if you're wondering what the random rolls are from you, I'm double checking your code because there's something wrong with it, because it's not dealing magic damage.
Mm.
So these guys don't have any resistances, so it doesn't matter. There, now it's fixed.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I just don't like code that's not doing what it's supposed to.
Yeah. Okay. So it looks like Mr. Wolf Spider gets to be first up.
Yep. So he's gonna bite ya! Well, or she. I didn't check.
He can do that. He can check.
Check to see whether it's a male or female spider.
Yeah, you can do that with your random whatever.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to pass on that ability.
That one is actually a really simple table. Either male's male or was female. I mean, it's,
Yeah, it's just the thought of having to look that is making me want to pass on that ability.
That's a penis.
Anyway, Valold, you're up.
I will yell at the phase spider, since I just saw it come back from non-existence, and I will say, "You will die a slow and painful death."
Ugh.
It does not believe me.
Cool. Mordan?
quick question. Obviously, spell components.
Okay.
Those are necessities, correct?
They are, unless you have a spellcasting focus or a component pouch. You have a component pouch, so you can ignore spellcasting components, and as long as it does not have a monetary value. So if it says it requires a diamond of 100 gold pieces, you're going to have to spend 100 gold to cast the spell.
Okay. So
Besides that, you can ignore them.
Okay, so like a chip of mica basically is ignored.
That is in your component pouch, factored in.
How many components does he have in his pouch?
Infinite.
Oh crap! I've always had a DMs that actually had a set amount.
Yeah, I was curious because I've never played yet a spell casting that needed components. So
I
Yeah,
always went focus.
I don't have time to keep track of that. I don't
Yeah,
want
it's
to
a
keep
lot to
track
keep
of that. So, I mean, if it has a set value for it, that means it's a really powerful spell, and I'm going to charge you that much gold. But
that makes sense.
But if you had a focus, then you won't have to worry about it.
Right.
if you had the focus and it cards for a component that costs a certain amount of gold, I'm still going to charge you that much gold.
Oh.
Ching.
Because Focus says specifically in the description that it substitutes for components that do not have a gold value. So if it has a gold value listed there, you're still charged the gold. Some GMs will make you go and get a specific item of that name, of that value. I'm not that picky. I'm just going to charge you the gold.
Yeah, spend an entire quest looking for a chip of mica.
It's absurd. That's why I don't do it. Of course, I say it's absurd. Then I'm going to get 10 comments on this video saying, it's how we play. You're crazy to not. To each their own.
So one other question in regarding to a sphere spell. Do I multi-target the creatures that would be within the sphere? Or
okay. And sphere spell. Oh, it does damage within the sphere. Yes, you would multi-target all of them. And you just roll once, and it does everything automatically for you. There's even on the combat chart on the map, you should see a button that looks like a target. It should be the second from the left. And it says target mode when you hover over. If you click that, hold shift and draw around something, it lets you draw a circle on the map and targets everything within the circle.
And that includes your allies, by the way.
Yeah, yep. Eldor would really like it if the circle did not include him. Yeah.
Says the guy with 27 temporary hit points.
I'm trying to figure out.
Well, that's true.
I'm trying to figure out the radius because 10-foot radius sphere.
Okay.
I don't know.
Are you using the mouse?
Yeah.
Okay. If you left and right click and drag, it draws. If you hold control at the same time, it draws a circle.
Ooh. Yeah, with Cade and Eldor standing right there, that may not be the best spell to use at this particular time.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. I'll kill them all. No, I'm just kidding.
Your fiend commands it.
May want to choose a different spell.
Yeah. I mean, you could target where you just hit one or just hit the other, but you probably want something else.
Yeah, I'll be nice to my fellow adventurers.
Because there is no rule saying that we can't turn on you.
Oh, I know.
Oh, there is the GM that intervenes if you guys try and PvP, because not my table, you aren't.
All right, so I'm gonna stay where I am as far as movement goes, and then I'm going to let me see if we get the wolf and let's go for the wolf spider. Another Eldritch Blast coming through him, I think should do it.
Wouldn't him attacking those two be considered PvP though? This
gets into the gray area. There are times when someone has to take a hit for the team, and that's different than you're walking down the street and you shoot your ally in the back to rob his body. So I'll have to judge that situationally when I will and when I allow it, and it's probably going to require consent of whoever's taking area of effect damage from it. But
yeah, okay. So we'll just do the old Eldritch Blast here on that little wolf spider.
Everybody is level 3, right?
Yeah.
Everyone except for you, sure. So I'm going to be reducing your XP this game.
I know. It's just I wanted, because we had a person before that didn't put their thing to level 3. They had it at level 1.
Oh, yeah. Jimmy has so little XP because he's a wizard with a 0 constitution modifier.
Yep. I'm squishy.
For its worth, I've played as a druid with a -2 constitution modifier before. Not fun.
How do you get -2?
Yeah.
I don't remember how that happened. It was bad.
Because an 8 would just be a -1.
Yep, and so that means that I had to have had a curse or something that reduced my constitution even further.
Wow.
It was bad. Or maybe there's a character that was walled instead of point by.
Oh.
It was when I was first getting started, I did not know what I was doing. For all y'all, a -2 constitution modifier when you have a d6 hit die is a bad idea. It means you gain 1 HP per level.
All I'm going to say is that Withers are OP because they have D6 hit die these days. I'm used to D4. Jimmy walks back up the stairs, sling loaded, takes aim at the phase spider that's finally visible to give a mighty shot at it.
Yeah.
And he kills it with one pebble.
Does
Okay,
my
Kate,
sneak attack
you're-
apply here? It does, right? My sneak attack, it applies here.
Yes, because they're within 5 feet of a hostile to them character, i.e. Eldor.
Exactly. Alright. So,
Nice.
Kate pulls his daggers out of the wolf spider, turns to the face spider, and tries to stab him promptly in the chest.
Thorax.
Knives come down on the thorax, sinking in.
Yeah. Nice.
So now apply your sneak attack and roll it up. Oh, roll me just a d6 open.
What, did it run?
Your sneak attack is supposed to read 2d6, so feel free to change it on your own time. Roll me an extra d6.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Roll
level
another
3.
6.
Yep. At level 3, your sneak attack gets stronger. And you do 3 extra damage. It is still alive. But it's haunting.
Oh,
With that, it takes another bite out of Mr. Eldor. It's insistent on getting through his armor.
It tries to take another bite.
Oh, it hits!
Ah!
But you take no damage.
Why?
Temporary hit points.
It's not that you take no damage, it's that it takes it out of your temporary hit points.
Right.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
Zord.
that's what it ought to do.
Yep. Didn't you start with 27 temporary hit points?
I did.
Yes.
And now you have 25 after taking 7 damage.
5
Fascinating.
damage.
5 damage.
But you're right. 27 minus 5 would be 22. So I don't know why it... No, not... There, much better. Yeah.
Well, you
There
have to
we
type
go.
it 1 digit at a time. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. If you insist.
Okay. Then there's the Constitution save. Oh. Then have you targeted. Roll that up. And you succeed.
Good.
Hooray.
All right. Lousy phase spider. And the wolf spider is gone, right? I mean,
Yeah, it's gone.
yeah. Yeah,
It's
okay.
withering in the ground, their legs propped up as it withers in its
That's-
dying moments.
Yes. All right. I hate spiders. All right.
You
And
really
it's-
hate spiders.
It's time for some damage, buddy. Wow.
And you
that didn't
targeted
kill him?
him? You targeted
Oh,
nothing.
oh, I did not target him, did I? Do you want to
Oh.
apply that, Brunobus? Or do you want me to re-roll?
Actually, there is an oops. I realized that the Constitution save for the phase spider is different than other spiders. It gives half
Oh.
damage on success. So you do take some damage
Oh.
from that. That should apply half. And it does.
Oh, crap.
So you just took 13 damage out of your temporary hit points. Cool.
Okay. Well, hold it. But
That
taking
needs to fix that.
so
We need a-
27 minus 13 should be 14 left.
22. Because first you take the physical damage.
Right? Mm-hmm.
So that brought you down to 22. And then you take 13 more. 22 minus 13 is 9. It did it
Wow,
correctly.
that thing has
Now,
it has
the reason
quite
why-
an attack.
the reason why it did half damage on the physical attack, which is why it didn't calculate correctly, was because last time when it bit you successfully and you saved, you should have taken half damage from that same attack back then as well. So I'm giving you a buy on that.
Oh.
Okay, thank you.
But that's why you
But-
had the modifier on you that the next time you took damage, you'd take half damage.
So when this thing attacks, it actually attacks twice, once physically and once somehow else?
Once by
Poison.
poison. There's poison on the fan. So if it hits you with the
Ah.
physical attack, it rolls 2 different damages. One, guaranteed physical damage. Another one is a Constitution save to decide how much poison damage you take.
Okay. All right. So now back to my attack on it,
Yeah.
where I did not target him.
Oh,
Well,
you grab the attack and you drag it over him. And that tells us that as the train one was indeed a hit. What's the 11?
Yes.
Okay, and then I take the damage and drag that over him.
Ah, okay, yep.
There, now he's dying. Now
Cool.
much better.
Good.
There we go.
And with that, Valard walks over, pulls a leg from the giant spider, and gives it to Eldor, and says, use it as a toothpick. You have to make the prophecy come true.
Ah, a pleasure. I go ahead and pick some of last night's dinner out of my tooth and then throw the leg on the ground.
I look around for my missing pebble shots.
And
Yeah,
we're
fine.
all going to look around and see. I have no idea what goodies a spider might carry, but you never know.
Just
good
remind you,
luck.
I did cast 3 light spells on my pebbles.
Ah, okay. So, yep, if they're lit up, they'll be easy enough to find.
Is light a concentration spell?
Let's read that. So, Jimmy, light. It is not.
Okay.
It's just a 1-hour spell that I can dismiss at will as an action.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, and I'll dismiss my divine sword. I forget exactly what it's called, so that the light goes out of my sword.
My lights are still on, but since the pebbles are in my pouch, you can't actually see the light in case. That's fine.
I look at the party and I say, that was probably just the beginning. Are you sure you want to continue with this?
We should the orcs were here, and maybe they found something. Maybe the orcs are dead upstairs. The spiders got to them.
Well, the first thing we should do is just look around and make sure that these spiders didn't actually drop some gold or something that's worth having.
Yeah, all of a sudden they start puking gold.
I look on the ceiling to see if there's anything that the spiders maybe captured someone or anything and made a cocoon on the ceiling of them.
Do I get like 5 EXP or
I
something from
want
this?
a perception check there. And I'm just switching over to look at your EXP here. You get medium for 6th level. You get 15. So you get
Nice.
reduced, but it's not too terribly reduced.
Okay.
Yeah, because that was a pretty good fight.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
And you're adding that to yourself manually? Valor?
Yeah, I can do that.
Cool.
15 plus 8.
$23. Everyone else had their
Thank
XP added automatically. Cade?
Yeah, mine says 321 XP now.
I'm
I'm above what I was.
Yeah, me too.
623 out of 700.
Yep. So I automated it for everyone except for Valord because he is a bit higher of a level than he should really be doing this. I'm giving him reduced XP, but he's not that much higher, so it's not reduced by that much.
Okay.
Cool.
Do we want to take a short rest so that Eldor can regain his hit points? Or
Yeah.
Actually,
I have a
Let me
potion
rephrase.
for him actually. If you need it, do you need a potion, my dear warrior?
I'm always glad for a potion, but if we're going to take a short rest, then I can go ahead and roll, one of my hit die, and
I would.
And-
Do you really want to take a short rest just as we
Do-
entered here? We have
will
no
give
idea
me-
what's around. Also, out of character, do my perception check. Do I see anything from that?
Yes, you end up fighting in the cocoon on the roof, on the ceiling. As you pull it down and begin digging through it, it's a mummified orc that seems to have been, sucked dry by, you're guessing, the spiders that were in here. And as you're digging through its bags, there's an undisturbed potion that I've added to your party inventory there that you guys can pick, and also some miscellaneous coins. So we'll
Okay.
distribute the loot at the end of the session.
Okay. Do you really want to take a break here right now? Because this is a... We just entered here. We don't know if more spiders could come down the stairs.
Right.
Well, my music gets less inspired after I use it 4 times, and I've already used it 3.
Yeah,
Al-
and we
also-
had someone said at the beginning of this that they'd like to take frequent short rests to regain their abilities.
I understand. I'm not saying we shouldn't take a break. I'm just saying that taking a break right here inside this corridor is not a good idea. If you take a break, you should either take a break outside or find a room inside to take a break in.
But do we really
Okay.
need a break? It's just a couple of hit points for 1 out of 5.
Let's see. At this point, I've got 14 hit points left, which, for being the guy going in the front of whatever we find, probably isn't quite enough, I'd say.
That is true. But that's it. I got a potion for you.
Hmm.
I'll if we'd like to do it that way, if the group agrees he'd rather not take a short rest, I'll drink the potion and on we'll go.
If we take a break, we take a break outside, not inside.
Okay, Jimmy, how did you get those potions?
When I created this character, I created it with part of a character class, and everything was added then. So when I made the character, it was added in already. I assumed that it was, but since I'm a wizard, that I'll probably have a few,
You don't start off with any magic items, not even potions. You do start
even-
off with 15 gold, however, and I'll give you that.
Okay, so you figure out what to do with the potions. I give Eldor a potion of greater healing.
It'd be easiest if you just apply the effect to yourself and then cast it on him.
Okay. I don't have the potion of greater healing thing.
In your inventory, there is a potion of greater healing, and you'll see, I can show it to everyone so you can see it. Whenever you see an item that has in bold effect coding and a button underneath it, if you drop that button into your actions tab, it'll give you the action.
Cool.
So obviously you can't use it if you don't actually have a potion of greater healing, but whenever you find an item that has coding, that's what it's going to look like.
Okay, and also, I still have on him the
rest
Beacon of Hope. So
which
that
gives
does
him
give
max
you-
healing, yes. So
Yes,
instead of
true.
rolling 4d4 plus 4, you would get 4 times 4, which is 32, plus 4, so 36.
Wow, 4 times 4 is 32. Which universe are we in Trollia?
4 times 4 is 16,
That-
isn't it?
Yes.
That's okay.
I'm
You
sorry.
get 20. You get 20
I
hit
did-
points back.
Yeah, I did 2 to, the 5th power? Instead of 2
Yeah.
to the
Okay.
4th?
All right, so yeah, but that would give me 20 of my 26 damage back, and that'll make me fine for moving on.
Embarrassing math moments.
Well, I mean, on the other hand,